Hi folks, welcome back to the shop here at Project Pine Hills. Today we're talking about this Wurkkos CL01 camp lantern. If you look at the side here, you can see it's got 550 lumens of output, 360 degrees of light, stepless dimming, and RGB lighting modes. Quick look at the back, you can pause the video and check out those specs, and you can see that it's made in China. Now this light is brand new from Wurkkos. I'll have a link in the video description so you can check it out. We've had some other Wurkkos lights here on the channel. We've had this Wurkkos HD01 on the channel before, basically a multi-function light. And then we also have the Pro version of that light, the Wurkkos HD01 Pro, and it's basically 5 lights in one. So it's got a green laser, a UV light, a regular white light, and 2 forms of a side light on it, right? A white light and an RGB, so a great multi-function flashlight. So I've been really impressed with Wurkkos flashlights. I'll have a link to these in the description as well so you can check them out. All right, let's check out this light. Now you can see it's a 360 degrees of light. It's designed to be a camping lantern. Now when you think of camping lanterns, what I think about is a much larger lantern than you see here, right? So we turn on this one, we get that warm white light. We can also do the same thing with this Wurkkos light. But if you look at the light emitters of these two lanterns, you can see that they're about the same size. The difference being that this Wurkkos light takes up a lot less space than this O-light. So I really like that. Now, how does this light work? Well, we have a button on top here that if we press this down, turns the light on. And if I press that button down and hold it, it'll change the brightness level of the light. If I press it again here, it's going to bring the brightness up. It's going to flash really quickly there once it gets all the way up. That means it's the brightest setting. Press it down again, it's going to go to the lowest setting. This light also has memory, so when you turn it off and turn it back on, it goes right back to its previous brightness level. Now if we look at the top here, you can see it shows the different temperatures of the light. We can go from 3000 Kelvin to 6000 Kelvin. For example, if I turn this knob towards the 6000 Kelvin, it gets whiter and whiter. For a really bright light, flickers when it gets to the highest setting. And then when I turn it back down to that warmer white light, you can see it flickers when it gets down to that lower 3000K setting. So several different ways to mount this light. You can see it has this hook up top so you can hang the light. It has this little cutaway right here. Makes it perfect to hang up on a campsite. And of course you can push this down either way. It'll fold down either side. It also has a magnetic base on it so you can magnetically attach this light. And there's no chance it's going to fall off of there. The magnet's very strong. And if you look at the bottom here, you'll also notice it's 1/4 threaded, so it'll work on any standard tripod. So see, I can put a tripod here, mount this light, just thread it into the bottom real quick. And now you can see I can have that light mounted on a tripod and get 360 degrees of light all the way around this. And if I press this button on top, it'll turn off. Now, if I double press this, it's going to go to its highest output mode, turbo mode, which is 550 lumens. Tap it again, it turns off. And if I tap this 3 times, it goes into an RGB mode. I can turn this knob to change the colors, right? And go back either way. If I want to go back to color that I passed, I can just change the direction of the knob. If I double tap this knob, it changes to different RGB modes. There it is flashing. Here it sort of dims up and dims down. There's several different modes as you double tap through these. You can see them there. I'm just going to kind of go through them real quick. Different modes you can play with. I don't know exactly how many there are, but there's several. And we have this flashing mode. That's sort of that red-blue mode. You see that on a lot of lights. And I think we're back to a solid color. There's a couple different modes there, but lots of fun modes there to play with. And if I tap this once, after that, it's going to go back to a solid color. Tap it again, it turns off. And if I tap this button on the top 4 times, it's going to flash and then turn off. That means it's in lockout mode and it can't be turned on by accident. So if you put this in a bag and you're traveling with it, it's not going to turn on accidentally. And so I tap it 4 times again, comes out of that lockout mode, and I can tap it once, turn it off. Now the bottom here unthreads. And when you get this light, you're going to have to unthread the bottom. You have to take off a small cover here that says remove on it. That's so the light can be shipped safely. So we just take that off and then we thread this back on. And if we look at the battery in here, so it has a Wurkkos branded battery that's a size 21700, and it's got a 5000 milliamp hour capacity. We just put this back in the light. You'll see it has a black O-ring around there. They give you some of those extra O-rings. And then we put the cap back on and thread it down and it's ready to go. Now if I want to turn this light on a really low mode, I can just hold this on switch on and it comes into that 1 lumen moonlight mode. Great for preserving your night vision and not attracting a lot of insects. So I turn that back off. And another thing we notice is when you turn the light off, it has a little ring down here that glows. So if it's pitch black and you turn this light off, you'll be able to find it. Now it supports USB-C charging. We just turn it around. It's got this flap on here. We're going to pull that open and pull it down and then plug in a charging cable. I'll show you how it works here real quick. You can see these lights on top start to flash and you can see it's about 75% charged. The last light's blinking, so once that's done flashing, it'll be 100% charged. You can also use it as a portable battery pack and charge other devices. So I can take this USB-C cable and plug it in here and you'll see all those lights come on the top. And you'll see I can take it and I can plug it into the smartphone and it starts charging. Now, what comes in the box? Well, I mentioned earlier it comes with some extra O-rings. You get those. You also get a USB-C to USB-C cable, and it comes with this bag, which a lot of lights come with these, and I don't use them, but in this case, I think you actually would to protect the light. You know, you could put that in there and draw the string shut, and now you have a way to keep the lens from getting scratched up. And it comes with a lanyard, the smaller loop and then the larger lanyard here, both in the package. So get all that with the light. So there it is. That's the Wurkkos CL01 Camping Lantern. I was surprised how much I like this light. And I think not just for camping, anytime you need an area light, I think it works great for emergency lighting or as a work light. If you have a power outage or something like that, for working under a sink, it also supports that magnetic mounting. Working on your car, you can mount that to the side of your car and have the light shine down. I just really like the fact that it's very compact and you still get that 360 degrees of light. You can choose whether you want that warm white or bright white. I like that 3000 Kelvin mode, that warm white light. I think it really looks great. I'll have a link in the description so you can check it out. Now, I also received this ThruNite TI74 flashlight, and I wasn't really very excited about it when I got it, because when I think of keychain flashlights, I think of a keychain light similar to this Olight i1R2 Pro. And this is a nice keychain flashlight, but you sort of just turn it and you get sort of a dimmer light. You turn it some more and you get a brighter light. And of course, because you turn this, it keeps it from turning on by accident in your pocket. If you get it to a certain location here, you can just kind of push it in, turn the light on, let off, it'll turn off. And of course, if we open it up, it's got USB-C charging. But that's what I think of when it comes to a keychain light. There's not a whole lot of options outside of just using the light like that. But with this ThruNite, what I found interesting right away, it came with a clip that's reversible, because as you can see, you can easily take this and use it as a hat light. Very small, very lightweight. Also with this clip, you can clip it on a bag really easily, have it really handy when you need it. And it came with a magnetic tail cap. Really handy that I can attach this and use that light magnetically. So this has a lot more mounting options than your standard keychain flashlight. There's a quick comparison there. You can check out the sizes between these two and see that the ThruNite really is not that much larger than this Olight. So really neat light from ThruNite. So this light's much more than a regular mini keychain flashlight. I also like the way the UI works. If I hold this button down, the light turns on. If you let off of the button after holding it down, it turns off. You can press it momentarily and let off and use this light. Or I can double tap it, turn the light on, and if I press this button, it changes the brightness levels. We can go right back to that brightest mode, then hold the button down and it turns off. Very handy light. A lot of attention to detail on this light. You'll notice that where this clip goes, the light is milled out forward. So this clip does not slide around on the flashlight. It always stays on this opposite side of the switch. So take a quick look at that light. You can see it has an excellent metal switch on it. So if I turn the light on, you can see that yellow light indicating that it could be recharged. And that'll bring it back to green. So this really small light even tells you the status of the battery. So you can also put a key ring through the end here, right? And it's also USB-C rechargeable. If I pull back this plug here, I'm going to plug it in here. And you can see that we now have a red light here because it's recharging. Now the only drawback with this ThruNite is you can't tail stand it, right? If I set it here on its tail and I try to balance it, it will fall over. It would maybe be nice if this tailpiece was set up a little bit differently so that you could tail stand it. But outside of that, a very, very handy light. So that's the ThruNite TI74. Really handy keychain style light. So there you have it, folks. Just a quick word on these two lights. I'll have a link in the video description of both of these so you can check them out. Let me know in the comments what you think of these two lights. And please remember to like and subscribe. Those actions help me to continue to bring content to you here on the Project Pine Hills channel. And with that said, I'll catch you in the next video.